We're gonna answer the age-old question, when does the government get to pat you down and feel you everywhere? Because this is not necessarily legal. You are going about your day, going about your business, and all of a sudden an officer stops you and wants to touch you everywhere. That is not legal unless that officer is complying with Florida's stop and frisk statute found in 901.151. I want to run that down for you so you understand where the legal line is and where this is nonsense, right? Number one, the officer has to have some reasonable suspicion that you just committed a crime, that you might be committing a crime right now, or that you're about to commit a crime. If they have a reasonable suspicion of any of those three, they get to pat you down. But look, they also have to articulate that the reason they're patting you down is for officer safety. The pat down statute, the stop and frisk statute in Florida, is all about officer safety and finding weapons, all right? They want to find a weapon because for some reason, not only do they suspect you might be up to criminal shenanigans, which happens, but they also have some articulable fear or concern for their safety that you might have a weapon. And look, they don't get away with touching you just because you're nervous and gee, you're in a high crime area. My office is in downtown Orlando. There seems to be a shooting every other day. This is a high crime area. They don't get to touch me and pat me down just because I'm standing in a high crime area recording this or walking out my door to the courthouse. I'm like right next to the courthouse. That's not how it works. They better be able to articulate, I think this person has a weapon. Then they get to touch on the outer clothing, folks. The law says outer clothing, and they get to try to find weapons. Here's where the line's drawn, and here's where it gets interesting. Is guess what? Y'all are coming to me because sometimes they're not finding weapons, they're finding drugs. Do they get to find drugs when they're supposed to only be searching for weapons? The answer is no. Sort of. Here's what I mean. The only time they get to find drugs and literally pull drugs out of your pocket, because they don't get to go into your pocket, they get to pat you down on the outer clothing. But if they have to go in, they're gonna go in under what we call the Plain Feel Doctrine. That's a fancy way of saying that they can plainly feel illegal drugs. I don't know how you do that, folks. I really don't know how you do that. Maybe like a baggie of cocaine, like the little Ziploc baggies, they could be like, that can't be anything legal. I'm pulling that baggie out. But there was a case of a gal that was frisked, pat down like what we're talking about, and they found a pill bottle, right? Now she had a boat ton of drugs, illegal drugs in that pill bottle, and she got convicted of those felonies. And on appeal, they threw out the drug. They threw out the whole damn thing because they said, look, the pill bottle doesn't instantaneously tell a cop what's inside that bottle is illegal. It has to be plainly illegal upon feel. Otherwise, cop, you don't get to take it out of her jeans. You don't get to take it out of wherever you felt it, okay? There are a lot of nuances to pat downs and the legality of pat downs or whether they're not legal. I hope that if it happens to you, God forbid, that you just remain calm, that you just chill out, and that will help get you through because you're not really in any position to start challenging, a pat down right then and there. That could just lead to more charges. This is one of those things you have to leave to the professionals at the back end. We will challenge it. We will beat it on the back end. So if something like this unfortunate situation happened to you here in Central Florida, I've been doing this sort of case for 31 years now. I'd love to help you out. Or if you're just here to gain knowledge, I like that too. I do that all the time. I love watching other people's videos. I do hope that you'll subscribe. I hope that you'll like it. There's buttons on the screen somewhere that would give us some help and give us some feedback. And I thank you in advance for doing that. Take care.